So the first book that helped me a fuck ton, like when it comes to getting a better understanding of money overall, and ultimately like trying to make it right, is Dot-Com Secrets by Russell Brunson. So Dot-Com Secrets, it basically teaches you the fundamentals and core principles of online marketing and sales, and it's around this concept called funnels and funnel building. So a funnel, when it comes to marketing and sales in the internet, because it also literally means this little fucking cone thing, right, where you can gradually become smaller as you go down, right? But in terms of internet marketing and fucking sales and stuff like that, making money, a funnel is just a whole sales process overall, when you're guiding the prospect, the lead, through a process and ultimately getting them to buy in the end, right? So a funnel would be, for example, if I were to run ads on YouTube and I have my little video and I have and people click on the link from the ad and they get to the landing page and they opt in, they put their email in. You've probably seen a bunch of fucking internet gurus tell you to fucking put your email in or some shit. And yeah, like, because when you do that, you are in his funnel, right, overall, and he's trying to make money off you, right? And not saying that's an entirely bad thing, but just to make sure you know what's going on, right? You're putting your email in, and then they bombard your fucking inbox with some fucking little offer, some $197 course or some shit, right? And that's basically how the process goes. Now that's just one type of funnel. With you run ads, people click on the ad, get to the landing page, opt in, like put their email in, and you basically market to their email for like a week, and then try to pitch them on something to buy later on, right? That's a certain kind of funnel, and it was my first book that I read that was about money and wealth generation overall, and yeah, man, it's very good. Like dude, if you read that book, like, you will see this method being used all over the fucking internet, man. Like, you will see it as you won't be able to unsee it like that, right? So I definitely recommend that book. And one thing that's interesting with the book is that he is teaching how to sell in the exact same way that he's selling, right? So he ran a bunch of fucking ads to his kind of landing page where he was selling his book, right? And the thing, he had a free book funnel, right? He like free plus shipping. The book was free, right? But you had to pay like $10 or $20 for shipping and handling, right? And then you got it to your inbox and you read it, and then he ultimately kind of mentioned his own product in the end, like his software company, ClickFunnels, which, like, conveniently for him, or actually that's the wrong word, coincidentally, also like helps you to build funnels, right? You get not really pitched on that, but he mentions it to you, and yeah, man, he's very smart, man. Like, he's selling it, like he's practicing what he's preaching overall, right? So that's a good thing, right? And yeah, he's basically hyping you up about funnels in the book overall, and then he has also built the software that actually makes it easy to build funnels overall. So it's yeah, man, he's smart, to be honest. Now the second book is called Expert Secrets, and Expert Secrets is it's the second book in the trilogy of Russell Brunson's books, right? He has 3 books: Dot-Com Secrets, Expert Secrets, and Traffic Secrets. And Expert Secrets, it's not about building the funnel as Dot-Com Secrets was, but instead about converting the people that are actually inside your funnel, right? And it's a lot of it is around storytelling overall, and storytelling is very like it's honestly so fucking powerful, because storytelling it can teach and entertain in the same, like, at the same time, right? And it's by far the most effective way to change someone's beliefs overall. Like, if I were to argue with you about something, about that fucking that veganism is stupid and that vegetarianism is stupid, then the most effective way for me to prove my point, which would be to bring up a story that proves that point, right? Because then you would understand it to a much greater extent, and you would ultimately be much more likely to accept the idea as reality. So storytelling is a fantastic way to persuade overall, right? And it basically, and the book also basically teaches you that how to build a large following, and how to create a movement around your idea and your cause, and how to get people raving, or like fucking how to get them to become like raving fans of your movement, like creating an us versus them dynamic, and incentivizing them to keep like spreading the message and all that stuff. So it's all in all, it's about converting the people that are actually inside your funnel, right, into customers. So Expert Secrets is a very good book, right? Now the third book is called $100 Million Offers, and you probably heard about it online a lot recently, since Alex Hormozi blew up, right, in like 2022 to 2023 and now 2024, right? And $100 Million Offers is probably the second best. It's definitely, I would say it's better than the previous two, right? Because it's absolutely and utterly made to be easily interpreted. Like Alex Hormozi. So before we actually got into the contents of the book, I want to just mention that Alex Hormozi, he is writing on a third grade level in the book, right? But it would seem at first glance that it would be like some fucking childish language or some bullshit, like, right? But that's not how it works. And writing on a third grade level is just like being very, very clear in your language and very simple. You don't necessarily want to be having a too advanced vocabulary overall, because then it won't really appeal to as many people as it otherwise would have, right? Like if I were to write, like for example, if his book was 100 times more complex when it comes to vocabulary and words overall, then only a small amount of people would actually be able to derive benefit from it, as opposed to a much larger like contingent overall. So the point is that it's very, very easy to understand what he's actually trying to tell you, so which is obviously very, very useful for the reader, right? Now the book is about creating offers. So when he writes his books, he is very, very logical, right? And he follows the logical chronological order of actually making money. So the first question when you're trying to get into business is, what do I sell, right? What do you sell? So that's basically his first book. It answers that question very, very acutely. So it's about actually creating a valuable offer. Like, what is value? Like, people throw it around all of the fucking internet. Like, you gotta provide value, you gotta have a valuable offer, right? But what is it actually? The book explains it very, very well, right? Now, and another thing that I learned from that book is that most people's idea of how to price their products and their services is actually completely like flawed, because most of them they're trying to build some product or some service, right, and trying to sell it, and they basically just go into the marketplace and look what everyone else is selling it at. Like, for example, Andrew Tate has his The Real World, that is like $49 a month. Sneako has his like active income stuff that is like $49 a month as well. And for example, if I were to create something similar, then I could price it at $45 a month, right? But you don't necessarily want to be undercutting your competitors when it comes to price, because in the end, like everyone keeps undercutting each other, and like people make no profits, because there's price and there's value, and there's the discrepancy between them. And you can either bring your price all the way down, or you could bring your value all the way up and also keep your prices high, because it becomes this virtuous cycle. Like, when people pay a lot, they pay more attention, and they ultimately get more results with the thing you're selling, right? And you get more testimonials and all of that stuff. So it teaches you basically everything about what do you sell when you're trying to make money online. How do you price it? Like, how do you inflate the supply and demand curve to your favor? Like, you have Yeah, like how the fuck, like you can use fucking urges of scarcity to just boost your sales with by a fuck ton, like instantly, basically, with no additional effort, right? So $100 million Offers is an absolute fucking banger, right? Now the fourth book is Alex Hormozi's second book, which is called $100 Million Leads. So he's following this chronological order, right? First is the question is, what do you sell, and then it becomes, who do you sell it to? You gotta have an offer, you gotta have the stuff to sell, and then what is the next step? The next step is, well, you gotta have people to sell it to, leads, right? And that's what his book is about, $100 million leads. And then it becomes, how do you get those people to buy? And that's sales, and that's, at least in my prediction, going to be his upcoming books, right, on that stuff. So $100 million leads, it covers essentially everything about marketing and advertising overall. So marketing and advertising, it's by definition the process of making known, like letting people know about your stuff. Because if no one knows about your stuff, no one's gonna fucking buy it, right? So it teaches you everything about that stuff, man. Like, dude, like you will get it when you read these books, like especially Alex Hormozi's books. Like he has put so much fucking work and effort and time into this shit, man. And also, like, all of his books are also supposed to be like meta concepts, and meta concepts basically means that what he's teaching inside the book, and he uses the book as an example too, like in order to prove that the stuff inside the book works. So for example, the first book, $100 Million Offers, he talks about creating a grand slam offer that people actually want to buy and everything, and that's exactly what he did. He made the price to value discrepancy so fucking like huge, right? And there was a bunch of value and in the book itself, and there was an audiobook included and a free course included, and an ebook and stuff like that. And he made it available for 99 cents on Amazon. So the price to value discrepancy was extremely large overall, right? So he demonstrates the concept of the book with the book itself. And then for the leads, he demonstrated it by by making a grand slam offer, but by advertising it properly, right? And that's what he did with his fucking book launch, right? And he speaks about the 8 ways to advertise in the book, and he uses all 8 to advertise the book itself. And he launched it like in August last year, right? And it was so fucking incredible to see, man. Like he's gonna be writing a bunch more books, like on qualifying leads, on selling leads, on scaling, like the operations and scaling sales teams and all that stuff, and increasing lifetime value and like basically everything that is required to run a fucking good business, right? So yeah, man, I would suggest, like, if I'm being honest, I would suggest you go and get like all of them. Like why not, bro? Like if you spend $80 on or $100 on these 4 books, do you think that you're gonna be able to gain that money back through the knowledge that you've acquired or not? But if you do, if you think that will be the case, then you should buy it, right? That's simple logic. So that's basically it, man. For this video. See you, bro.